I was watching a video last night and I bought these products and I've been listening to this and I've been taking this class and I've been into this course.
No, when you're hurt, how do you respond?
Huh? What you mean? What you mean? Cause I was watching a video yesterday and that shit had 100,000 views, Hood Mystic. They doing good over there.
No. How do you, the listener, the person, the individual, respond when you're hurt?
Yeah, man, I just got me a new job, got some new shit going on. Everything is going good over this way, Hood Mystic.
No, how do you
Cause I want to be in a relationship.
Okay, how do you respond when you get hurt?
He better look good too, Hood Mystic, cause I mean, he better look sexy and better have some money.
What I said was, how do you respond when you get hurt?
See, Hood Mystic, you ever notice how it's warmer in September than it used to be? Cause when I was going to school, we used to wear jackets in September, but isn't it kind of global warming?
How do you respond when you get hurt?
Oh, you talking about beating a nigga with a crowbar, blacking out his goddamn eye, busting out his windows and slashing his tires and keying his fucking car, calling his mama and telling her that she a stinking ass bitch for even birthing this nigga. Is that what you talking about, Hood Mystic? Yeah, I do that. Is that a problem? Is there an issue with that? That's interesting.
I want to talk about something real quick. The thought came to me, scam. Where do scams come from? How do you get scammed? And I'm not even talking about like a person actually scamming you. I'm talking about being in relationships. And this is what I came up with. When a person is like dating you and you're trying to be in a relationship with them, or you're in a relationship with the person, this is two strangers coming together, right? So you got to have your shit together, or because like a stranger is a complete and total variable. A stranger could be anything. When you date intentional, you really got to be intentional. You really can't just like date people because you like them, or because they cute, or because they sexy, or because of anything superficial, because you can get fucked up. And dating intentional ain't enough. You gotta actually be clear. I want to have a happy marriage. I want to have a happy relationship. So the most important thing to happiness is giving. Most people that you meet ain't gonna give you shit. You can start there. Men, if you deal with like 99% of the women that you deal with will not give you a damn thing. They not even thinking about giving you shit. They don't even want to give you nothing. They're not doing anything. More if you like her, that's a character defect within you that's saying I don't want to be happy, because you can't be in a relationship with a human being and they don't give you anything. You're going to be fucked up. More than dating intentional, you got to be intentional about somebody being happy with you. If they're not intentionally being happy with you, meaning that they're giving you the life that you want, or you're working towards that every single day, it goes into a realm of fantasy. Now, fantasy is trauma. Trauma is fantasy. Fantasy is what a human being brain do when they experience trauma, so they don't actually experience the truth of the trauma, because the truth of the trauma will have you be accountable. What did I do to experience this? And most of the time when we're like 7 or 8, we don't have the function. Like my kids, I see my kids do some bullshit. Like with my own eyes, see them do some bullshit. And I'd be like, why'd you do that bullshit? And they'd be like, I didn't do no bullshit. And I'm like, I just seen you do it. Like I seen you with my 2 eyes just do it. And they can't accept accountability for what they do. Now, they'll go back to playing and acting like nothing happened because they just go back into their fantasy world. Adults is the same way as children. I'll go so far as to say that adults are nothing but children who have gotten older. I'll say that again. Adults are nothing but children who have aged over time. That's just the reality of people. They're just nothing but children. And when they say like women are emotional, no, human beings are emotional. Human beings like shit. Human beings feel shit. If that person isn't happy to see you, they don't love you. They don't like you. They're in a fantasy world in their mind. You know how like you be hanging out with if you in a relationship with a dude and your dude got homeboys, like he got real close friends, he see you, be like, hey babe, how you doing? When he see his niggas, he be like, what's up nigga? What's up nigga? I ain't seen you in so long nigga. Cause he really happy to be around them niggas and he ain't really happy to be around you. And it could be, any relationship could be fixed if people be real. Most people not gonna be real in their relationships. Most relationships, fantasy and illusion and trauma. Trauma equates to truth. Truth hurts. When you get hurt, you go into your fight or flight. You don't pride yourself on conflict resolution. I never heard nobody say, hey, when I get conflicts, I resolve the fuck out of my conflicts. Never in my life. And I talked to hundreds of people. Never at one person in my whole life, the conflict doctor. Rebecca Nicholson. Out of hundreds and thousands of people, the only person in my whole entire life have I heard somebody say, I pride myself on resolving conflicts. Other than that, most people when they get hurt, they don't have a processed sacral chakra. When you hurt, you fight or flight. So the majority of your life is going to be fantasy and illusion. The majority of your life is going to be chasing the good thing. You don't have to chase the good thing. You can actually get into the mechanics of happiness. Like you can know how to be happy. You don't have to, you can process your emotions. You can face your emotions. You can live in your emotional truth. You can be married and choose to have extramarital affairs if you can communicate these things. You could be a Christian and listen to some fucking R&B music from time to time if you just communicate it. Certain people can do certain things in their relationship and nothing bad will happen because there's a level of communication that exists between partners. And then certain people will then try to mimic what another person does. Like let's bring up polygamy. All women will interest themselves into polygamy and say, yeah, hell yeah, polygamy, fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah. Polygamy, man, yes. I love you. You're sexy. You're the best man ever. And you're in the polygamy. I'm in the polygamy, bro. Give me a fucking high five. Hell yeah. Where's these hoes at? Yeah. Hey, bitch. You want to come home with me and my man tonight? Yeah, it starts off like that. More and more and more is not, it ain't the same thing when it progresses over time, because it's not like you can communicate the realities in reference to, I don't really want to do this as much as you want to do it. I'm actually doing it for you, fam. I'm not actually about it. And then when I first met you, I was saying a whole bunch of shit that I actually mean because I didn't want to lose you. You dig? I wanted you to get comfortable with me. I wanted them keys. I wanted the keys to the range, new change, right? I wanted everything that you had to offer. Now when it comes to me doing what you want, oh no, I ain't going to be able to do that. So instead of the communication, and this is the thing about intentions, right? The problem is when you say, hey, I want a girl that's like this, I want a guy like this, you're dealing with a stranger and the stranger will be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be that. What you want? You want a person that folds clothes too? Shit. Call me goddamn folder, goddamn it. Hell yeah, what else you want? I'm gonna be everything that you want me to be. Yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah, whatever, man. Anything else? But that's not actually a relationship. A relationship is not a honeymoon. A relationship is not a plan or a strategy. A relationship is the nitty gritty of when I'm hurt, how do I respond? Now, this is key. Like, if you can get here, you can get past, like, this is really chakra work. If you actually wanted a tangible experience of, okay, chakras, blue, sacral, sex. No, when you're hurt, how do you respond? Period. Cause
I was watching a video last night and I bought these products and I've been listening to this and I've been taking this class and I've been into this course.
No, when you're hurt, how do you respond?
Huh? What you mean? What you mean? Cause I was watching a video yesterday and that shit had 100,000 views, Hood Mystic. They doing good over there.
No. How do you, the listener, the person, the individual, respond when you're hurt?
Yeah, man, I just got me a new job, got some new shit going on. Everything is going good over this way, Hood Mystic.
No, how do you
Cause I want to be in a relationship.
Okay, how do you respond when you get hurt?
He better look good too, Hood Mystic, cause I mean, he better look sexy and better have some money.
What I said was, how do you respond when you get hurt?
See, Hood Mystic, you ever notice how it's warmer in September than it used to be? Cause when I was going to school, we used to wear jackets in September, but isn't it global warming?
How do you respond when you get hurt?
Oh, you talking about beating a nigga with a crowbar, blacking out his goddamn eye, busting out his windows and slashing his tires and keying his fucking car, calling his mama and telling her that she a stinking ass bitch for even birthing this nigga. Is that what you talking about, Hood Mystic? Yeah, I do that. Is that a problem? Is there an issue with that? That's interesting.
So you mean to say, if I have standards of what I want out of a man or what I want out of a woman, but I do not correct how I respond when I'm hurt, then it's all for naught. It doesn't even really matter who I manifest. It don't even matter what I bring in. It don't even matter what videos I watch. It don't even matter what products I buy. It don't even matter what clothes I wear. If I don't understand how I respond to my pain, I will create those same situations over and over and over and over again. And then I'll just say, fuck it. I'll either buy a dog or cats. You either buy dogs or be cat lady. Without having the actual tools and skills and points of reference to handle your sacral chakra afflictions or the points when you are triggered or the things that you can't handle. What if men got triggered every time a woman wore dresses, the same time you get triggered every time a man is either cheating on you or introducing the idea of another woman? It's not about you. And then it's like, well, this bitch got a man and he faithful to her and you not her. You ain't even asking her what she did to even be the way that she got him. You ain't asked that hoe no questions. You just said, shit.
She got it, so I should have it too. I want everything that she got over there, because what she got over there is what I should have. Cause I'm gonna keep it real with you. Come closer, I don't want everybody to hear what I'm about to say. But I look better than that bitch. I look better than that hoe. So how the fuck she got a man? Everywhere I go, niggas say I look good, so shit. It's only a matter of time.
So comparison, fear, negative emotions, it's more of a fear because there's a deeper communication that could always be had. I think if ever a person wants to connect to a person or establish a true relationship, you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to talk, because the inverse is you being in your fantasy, looking halfway decent and just waiting for things to manipulate. Or you might want to say something, but afraid of how that person is going to react. Emotional reactions, or not even have an emotional reaction, the potential of an emotional reaction. So let's bring it into polygamy, or let's bring it into cheating or something like that. You dealing with a man and the last 10 men that you with cheated on you. So either they doing something wrong, or that's just how they wired, right? How they're wired is how they're wired. Men, like men that hang out with men, like, right, that they got homeboys, you like can observe men, right? They're like, oh, this is just how niggas are. Men understand how niggas are. So when we try to communicate it to women, it's like, well, you shouldn't be mad because that nigga was going to be that way before you met him. You can't come into a situation like, I'm fucking Cinderella, I'm fucking Tinkerbell, I got magical powers. And then that's one level. If you want to get into another level, what type of binding rituals did you do? What type of witchcraft did you do to connect them to your soul or some shit like that? Did you bind them to your soul? Did you do anything supernatural? Cause that's where you looking at the other bitch over across the street that got a nigga that's wrapped around her finger. 10 times out of 10, she put her period blood in the spaghetti. But you ain't did that. You just walked up on the scene like,
I'm cute. I'm a nice girl. I got talent. I got a job. I got a 401k. Some
whatever the fuck you think a man want or whatever. Shit, a man want to be fucking put under a fucking spell. That's what a man wants. A man wants to just be in fucking autopilot. But that's a different level. Fear, lack of a communication, not seeing your true power as a witch, looking at the witch across the street, taking the witch's classes, and not even working with your fucking grandma, not even working with your great grandma, not even working with your great great grandma when them women are in your blood. That sorcery is in your DNA. So when I say a blindfold and muzzle, you don't see, it's an inward sight. You haven't activated your pineal gland, but your pineal gland and your sacral chakra is connected. Many people want to take the pineal gland supplement. Once again, how do you respond when you're hurt? Do you not think that there are spiritual entities that are all positive? So if you can't handle a boy that's polygamous, ain't no way you gonna be handling top level sorcerers that have no moral understandings whatsoever. See, the thing about all negative circumstances is that they must be observed and neutralized, because everything has a cause and effect. Everything is a certain aspect of a polarity or a process of growth and understanding. It's like looking at a rose before it's a rose is not never a rose. You might look at it as a villain of some sort, or a weed, or a blade of grass. But if you give it enough time, it'll become a blooming rose. And everything requires a level of patience and understanding, especially yourself. But every time I hear people talk and every time I hear people give advice, is generally through an act of trauma which have taught people, as opposed to, it don't always have to be trauma that activates you and awakens you. Sometimes it could be a little bit of introspection. Sometimes it could be spontaneity and randomness and the ability to speak the truth of your soul. Hey, I'm in love with you, stranger. Sometimes it just takes that expression that comes up out of you in the now. The thing about trauma is that it's long gone, but it lives on in the present. This is going to be a hard talk, but a talk that I need to have with you. Your brain can't process trauma, not in its true sense. When it happens, your brain instantaneously flips into a mode of that didn't happen, or that didn't happen that way. It processes it and flips you into a different dimension. This is going to be a hard conversation, but it's a conversation that I have to have with you. Your brain is giving you everything that you're experiencing now. And if it chooses to give you something else, it will give you something else. This is why, to ground yourself, to balance yourself, you get some control over your life in a way that when you talk about magic and you talk about doing rituals and you don't have your chakras together, it's almost as if you're not doing shit. So to an observer looking at a person who is conscious, or a witch or a sorcerer, an observer will look at that person like you 5 times crazy, because none of that shit is real to me. But first of all, you're not grounded. You're not the earth. Second of all, you haven't balanced your emotions. Third of all, you don't even digest the truth, and so forth and so on. Chakra after chakra. You can't look at another person and then determine like, oh shit, what is their magic about? What is their witchcraft about? Because a lot of times with people, I'm going to tell you the way of life for a lot of people, especially black people. We struggle, then we grieve, and then we connect to our ancestors, and then we are resurrected. This is the process for us. But if we don't understand that process, we might get tripped up off, oh, I lost somebody. You didn't never lose nobody. That person is in your DNA right now. But we don't have the mechanics of communication. So a lot of these things can be interplaced with inward communication, which leads to outward communication, and communicating a level of truth and speaking from that level of truth and holding that resonance and holding that frequency. You become a much different person. Your relationships become much more different, much more dynamic, much more able to stand the test of time, as opposed to when I'm hurt, I fight or flight. When I'm hurt, I bust the windows out your car. When I'm hurt, I leave you. When I'm hurt, I block you. Okay? This is how we handle things. And then we say, man, I really want to be in a relationship. Is it like having the mechanics of, when I'm hurt, I know how to handle it. When this man hurts me, when this woman hurts me, I know how to communicate and bring about a resolution. Not when I'm hurt, I'm ready to leave this person. When I'm hurt, I'm ready to fight and argue and beat this person up because this person, quote unquote, hurt me, but I haven't processed my trauma at all. So my trauma goes into an illusion. So whenever this man or woman brings me into truth outside of my illusion, I'm ready to run back to my illusion. I'm ready to fight for my illusion. So your anger towards your partner is illusionary based. It is fear based. It is fantasy based. It is trauma based. And these are things that you can actually heal and work through. But you can't actually hope that there's going to be some external fix. Hopefully you can understand that the fix is internal. And when you're having these triggered moments, as opposed to projecting them on the people that you love the most, you begin to journal and begin to put eyes onto the things that you've never seen before.